This initiative was originally developed between UN agencies and the South African government to look at creative ways of trying to bring refugees and asylum seekers and other migrants together with South Africans to counter xenophobia and to improve integration between groups. So AMP's role essentially was to develop some programs where we could bring refugees or foreign nationals together with South Africans, where they could work together, learn together, and play together. So there were 5 different initiatives that we were involved in. 2 of them were focused mainly on women, the crochet and the baking training and provisioning. 2 were focused mainly on men, the barbering and the welding, and the English classes were open to everyone, including young people.
The goal of this program was first to reduce GBV, mean gender-based violence, to break xenophobia. Because putting 2 people on the same place, that's also reducing some of the issues we always face. They're stealing my job, they're doing this culture, I don't want it. But when you sit together, you know each other. You can share idea, you can share maybe your life, and it look like a friendship place for them. And it's where we can also teach our knowledge with South Africa and non-South Africa. South Africa, they share with their culture, their life to the refugee. Refugee also share on the same side what South Africa didn't know about them.
For the baking and the crochet training, we wanted to attract women that were at risk of, or at heightened risk of GBV, including obviously refugee women, asylum seeker women, migrant women, and South African women, and to create some support networks amongst them. So not just the training of the skills, but actually developing relationships in the weekly training as they sat together, talked together, and created things together.
The first time when I was entering there, we were different. Some of them were African and some of them from Congo and Kenya. Then I said to myself, what are you going to do here? But when we were there in the course, there was nothing said, I'm coming from this place, I can't mix with them. We just mix each other. And then we coming here to be a family.
I was just sitting at home doing nothing because I lost my job last year. When I learned about this by Mama Georgina, then I tell myself, let me go and learn at least something. When I went there, I found people from other places, like from South Africa, from Kenya, Rwanda, Zimbabwe. And then I was like, let me go meet only by Congolese. And then Mama Georgina was like, no. You can't sit with only Congolese. Go meet people from other places.
I never get a friend like to other countries. I only have a friend of my country. But now I'm happy and I'm 100%. I do have a friend from other country that it takes me as her sister. And now she tells herself, Pam, she's my sister as well.
There was no xenophobia, there was no from this country. It was like a family. We meet like family. And I removed that thing from my mind, like South African, they are bad people, they are this, no. It was family, we meet, we bake together.
I'm proud of our baking project because it takes me to the lower level and put me there to the upper level.
I learned how to make waffles, fat cook, bread, rolls, chapati, which I like the most.
I met a certain young lady, Eugenia, she's from Mitchell's Plain. She was bothering me all the time at the crocheting class. And then she calls me and I must help her with the stitches. Maybe she put too much stitches in the one hole, or maybe she went astray somewhere with making the string. But she keep on calling me, and then I have just to assist her, and I love it because I love her, because she's persistent, because she wants to learn. Yes, Eugenia. When I was shown how to start off, and how it actually gets to get formed into some article, that was for me just amazing, especially with the bags. Wow, is that how you go about to make a bag? Is that how you go? Every time when it is something that we were taught to do, I just love it, because it forms something that you had to think of buying by a shop. Here you can make it yourself. That was so great for me.
My name is Eugenia Zantota, and I'm 24 years old, and I'm from the Democratic Republic of Congo. So I've been living in South Africa for the past 19 years, Western Cape particularly. So I did a total of 2 courses, and one of them was crocheting, one of them was business management. I like how both of them sort of tie in with one another, because we were learning how to make crochets, make our own dresses, make our own hats, make everything by ourselves, which already made us feel so empowered. But one of the things people don't understand is when you teach people such courses, you need to teach them how to be bosses in the financial side, and I love the business aspect. And they taught us how to integrate with one another, not just in a way of learning finances, but how to go to certain businesses and say, hey, look, here's my services, here's a percentage I'm going to sell it for you, and how much profit I get back. So it's amazing to learn that you sort of feel like you're a business guru. At the end of the course, you're sort of feeling like, hey, I can handle this. I can actually draw up a business plan by myself, and I can present it to the relevant companies.
On Heritage Day, we have to come with our costumes. I had like a Hawaiian flower thingy on my head, and the others had all these beautiful colored stuff. Oh, their dresses and their headgears. It was so great for me. And to think we all form part of this, enriching ourselves and doing things for ourselves, even to make business with it, like I said, and even to teach other women. Now when the winter season is going to start, I will be able to sell and take orders and sell, because then you're doing business. Then you're actually bringing in some extra cash for you.
The specific initiative was teaching people how to work at the barber shop using the machines, and the other one was the welding training. So those were the 2 specific programs that I had to facilitate and manage. We targeted people who are mostly vulnerable in the community. Those are the people that had nothing to do, struggling to survive, and that was the aim, to try and target those so they can help their families.
I was at home doing odd jobs here and there, so yeah, to earn money, to take care of my son, so that's what I was doing. It changed my life a lot in a good sense, as I can see, to be able to create even and achieve things.
I arrived in South Africa in 2011. Before the training, my life was not so good because I didn't have a job. I was jobless, always trying to look for a job. I didn't find. After the training, I was trying to have my own job, my own company, because I have a skill now.
It has changed my perception even bigger. How I see people, even in the street now, foreigners and such, so how to address them. And just to know that these are also good, normal human beings that have the same needs and same struggles they're facing, and all these things we are doing, facing, they do the same. So yeah, it changed a lot.
I do braille stands, and I do also bag rubbers. I do also the gates My dream is just to make it bigger, to know more, to make more stuff there, and to have more people working with me together, and to join foreigner and the South African together.
I'm thankful for giving the opportunity that they gave to us, and would like to ask them even to do more things like this, giving us, the people that is in the minority, of opportunities to achieve even goals as I have achieved.
Ya, wakati nimeingia hapa, wakati nimefika hapa wakanipokea ndugu zangu, nilikuwa sifanyi kazi yoyote, nilikuwa naishi na mkubwa wangu. Lakini nilipoendelea kukaa naye nikamwambia hivi, sasa maisha yangu ataendaje? Kaniambia subiri, nitakuulizia kuna programu ya watu wanafundisha watu kunyoa, kushevu. Sasa nitawakuuliza ili niangalie kama wanaweza wakakuajiri na wewe ukajifunza kunyoa ili uanze maisha yako. Sasa ndo aliponileta hapa kwa hii shirika, wakanifundisha na nikafocus kabisa, wakanifundisha na nikafanyikiwa, nikajua sasa hivi naweza kunyoa vizuri na naweza nikafanya kazi nikajilipia nyumba, naweza nikajisaidia hata kama siwezi kujisaidia vyote, lakini kivyangu naweza kujisaidia. Hivi ndio unapambana niangalie kama naweza nikajisaidia na niweze kusaidia familia yangu.
Language barrier is a big issue in our community, because you need to go to the clinic. You need to communicate with people without a language should count. And those people, they will be able to go to the clinic without an interpreter. They can also work without having a fear, because they learn English. Because South Africa is not a French country, it's an English country. That's also part of the successful goal.
I am originally from the DRC Congo, from the east side. I'm studying law. I'm a first year student at UNICAF, and I do tutoring at AMP. I tutor life science, geography, and business studies, and I'm a part-time radio presenter at Africa Unite, and I also sew clothes. With a visual learning workshop, they actually equipped me with a lot of tools. They actually taught us how to capture story, get proper information or proper pictures, which they name B-roll. I actually never knew what B-roll stand for. And then just basically put it together in a coherent manner, like put it together in an orderly manner which everybody will be able to understand. Make it as simple as possible that even a 3-year-old will be able to understand. Because if people understand what you're saying, everybody will try to change the ways in which they thought. But if you are doing your video in a way which nobody can understand, nobody can make out what is the message, I feel like the message will be lost within the video. Well, with the equipment and the knowledge that I got from the workshop, I want to give people the skills and the knowledge to speak out for themselves. So basically educating them and empowering them that if you don't speak out, there is not going to be a change. So if you want to change in your life, you better speak out and step out. So that's the only way you can change your life and help other people see you differently. So if you keep quiet, there's no way you're going to feel like the world is going to change for you. You are the one that makes a change. So it's up to you to make the change and start now.
My name is Francisca Maria, also known as Shakira. I am 19 years old and my family and I are originally from Angola. I was born there. I flew to South Africa when I was just 4 years old, and I've been living here for more than 13 years. I'm part of a human rights organization called Africa Unite. They told me about the workshop, and I felt like me as a migrant, many people don't know what we go through, and I felt like if people literally heard our perspective on how things are done and why things are the way they are, why not join the training so that they can hear my point of view on what it is to be a migrant. And also growing up, I've always wanted to be on TV, so when I heard that it was basically about journalism, I wanted to join and really know what it is about and extend my knowledge on what journalism is about. The training was very beneficial to me because I learned quite a lot from the training. I literally thought that when I would come into the workshop training, I'll just learn about how to interview people, but I realized that there's actually more to that in terms of the difference between storytelling and journalism, and how the importance of background and lighting is when you filming or shooting a video. So it was very beneficial to me because I've learned so much that I literally didn't know about. I have a YouTube channel and I've been thinking about what kind of content I want to make. So I decided to use the skills that I've learned from the workshop training to use my YouTube channel as a platform to raise awareness and to give knowledge to people that don't know what immigrants and migration is about. And I want to use my YouTube channel as a platform to raise awareness and to tell them why we actually come to South Africa and why we face the challenges that we face in terms of in getting documentation, in terms of why we can't study a certain career at a certain university, the rights and the values in South Africa that is portrayed to foreigners. So I feel like I want to use my YouTube channel as a platform to raise awareness.
Feedback from participants, as well as our monitoring and evaluation of the project, showed that the project was very successful and something that's sorely needed in our city.
I didn't know how powerful was the program, but during the graduation, it's where I found, whoa, we did something good. Testimony of citizen, testimony of non-citizen. It was like tears. People start to cry. And they say, I didn't know I would learn something good from a refugee. And the refugees will say, I didn't know my people from South Africa, they're kind. But from this training, we know each other. And now we can work together. That's what pushed me to say, we can't stop this program. We need to carry on. We need this program to stay because education is very, very powerful in this community.
A takeaway from the project, the highlight was, and it still is up to this day, is the fact that when we called these people for the training, they were jobless and have no hope at all, vulnerable in the community, not knowing what to do next. But up to this day, sometimes I bump into these people, they will look at me and smile. And that is one of the things that I will never ever forget, is the opportunity to be able to empower the next person to actually feed their family. And this program was able to achieve that.
I thank all the people that put this program for us so that we can learn and get something from that.
So these courses do show people, it shows us that regardless of where we're from, we're all going through the same struggle. And the moment we start understanding one another and stop fighting one another, we can actually build a better South Africa that is a rainbow nation.